Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Zoe Wafelbakker and this is Living in Austin. Today we are going to talk about the 7 things that you need to know about the Austin homes. We'll get to it right after this. Hey guys, I'm Zoe Wafelbakker with Agape Property Group here in Austin, Texas. If you're new to the channel, thank you for checking us out. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell next to it so that you get notified whenever we upload videos, because we are uploading videos every week about living, working, eating, playing, all the things, so that you know before you move. Now, as much as we love making videos, we love even more helping people move to Austin. So make sure that you reach out to us by email, text, or give us a phone call. We're the people that answer the phone so that we can help you on your move here. Okay, the first thing that you need to know about the Austin homes. Now, with this list, I have to say that this is not, this may not be specific to Austin. You might see some of these things in other parts of the country, other parts of the world, but you definitely see them here as well. So, number 1 is textured walls and ceilings. Yeah, that's a thing. So never knew that before I moved here, and I remember that first week that we moved here and I was around with our realtor and I went, why is there like orange peel on the walls and the ceilings? So what is that? Yeah, it's a thing. You do find in, either some very high-end homes, modern construction, that you will have the flat wall, but pretty much as a standard, you get that textured look, which you'll see on the screen now. And you can probably see in my background wall here as well. So yeah, that's something that is just here. All right, number 2, foundation. Now, in parts of Austin, especially like east of I-35, the type of soil that you have is, it's expensive soil. So with that, you often get foundation issues. Now, it's typical with any house that's being built that you are going to have some setting. However, there are, certain parts that are particular, where that soil does impact the foundation more. So some ways to look out for that are the obvious ones, like looking in the in the corners of rooms for cracks. Now that's also an easy way for a seller to cover up. So you need to kind of like look a little bit deeper. One really cool way, especially on older homes, is looking at the doors and seeing the strike plate where the door closes. If that's been moved at all, that will be a key sign that they've had to move it, because that door frame has moved over a period of time and doesn't actually go in properly. And also if the door is jamming at all, and just look, or like take a tennis ball with you on viewings and see if it just rolls downhill, because sometimes it's that bad. So something to be aware of. Foundation companies, there's some really good ones here, and to say, if a house does have foundation problems, that it's a total no-go. You might absolutely love it, but you just got to be aware of it, and it could be an expense in the future. With that, if you ever have foundation repair done, you've got to be careful of the plumbing, because that could be impact the plumbing as well. So that's something to be aware of on homes in Austin here. Number 3. Now number 3 kind of possibly contributes to number 2. it's really not typical for the houses to be built with gutters. I don't know why. I really don't. So you normally have to add them on yourself. It is not a standard on a new build, on new construction. And it is interesting because, man, when it rains here, like it properly pours down. So that's gonna hit your foundation area and like make it really wet. And if you don't have good drainage, then that impacts the foundation. So yeah, it's one of those random things. Again, don't know if it's specific to just Austin or Texas, but you know, it's something that a lot of our clients notice. So now, this one is a little bit more obvious, and this might break some people's hearts. But number 4 is we don't typically have basements. In fact, I've been doing real estate for 5 years and I have not been to one property that has had a basement. So it would be really cool to have one. But no, we don't have basements here. And part of that, so two things that you're going to kind of be impacted on is space, storage and what have you. I know a lot of people use their basement for storage. So you lose that space. And interesting, we do have attics, but attics aren't really used for storage. You might be able to put your holiday decorations up there, but not really a lot else. And what they often put up in the attic, it's like your HVAC system. So that space is kind of being utilized for that. Whereas previously, that might be in the basement. So there you go. I'm sorry if you love basements, you're not really going to get one here. You're going to find it super hard to find one. Now, 5 roofs. We do have roofs in Austin, so that's good. No, what I would make you aware of is your 30-year roof does not last 30 years in Texas. So you've probably got a lifetime expectancy, a lifetime of about 14 years. Obviously the weather has a massive impact on that. The sun beating down on it really, gets those granules down. And also the storms that we've mentioned and the hail that we've mentioned in previous videos, that has a massive impact as well. So whenever we do get a storm, do not be surprised by a little knock on your door by your local roofer, because it's golden time for them. So yeah, work on about 14 to 16 years for a roof here, even though it says 30 years. Now, number 6 is a really interesting one, and it's not one I really noticed right at the beginning, but when I was like researching this, and some people actually brought it up to me, and then it was like I started looking around. It's like, oh my gosh, that's so true. The houses here, they use a lot of stone. So you look at, I'm just looking outside in our house, I see stone. The facade, the front of your house, and most houses have stonework. So there are a lot of quarries here. So, that makes sense for that. But design and architecture wise, there's mixed thoughts on typically the architecture of the homes in Austin. A lot of people miss, if you're like from Louisiana or something, like the beautiful big high ceilings and the wraparound porches. You don't really get that here. You don't get that here, unfortunately. But you do get a lot of stone and brick homes here as well. So that's something for you. Now, the last one might be more for our international friends. But this is about HOAs. I had no clue what an HOA was. I'd owned a couple of houses before, not in the US. And when I came here and someone said about HOA, I was like, what is that? It's a homeowners association. And so if you're from the States, you might be totally familiar with this. But Homeowners Association, for our international friends, is because there's a lot of like master plan communities, there are amenities that go with that. So for example, the home we're in, we have a swimming pool, and so we pay, I think, $60 odd a month, and that covers the having a swimming pool and some common area maintenance as well. The pretty lights at the front entrance and that kind of thing. So that's going to vary per neighborhood, and also with that, the idea is about keeping the area in good order. So if your trash cans are still out the front, a day or two after trash day, then you might get a little notification. And if you want to paint your house, you'll have to get approval to do it, because they might not be that keen on a purple house, much to my daughter's dismay. But often they're quite lenient on your door color. So there you go. That might be a strange thing for you to accept, but it is around here. Not to say there are plenty of communities that are not in HOAs. They are typically the older communities, but which are great. So the homes have quite a lot of character, but that's what we have. So guys, that's about the homes in Austin. Sure, again, as always, there's plenty of other things, but I want to make you aware of those. If you are looking at moving here to Austin and want to learn more about homes here, make sure that you reach out. We've got our email and our phone number below. Drop us a text, drop us an email. Between Mark and I, we are the ones that answer the phone and answer the emails. We'd love to help you on your next chapter, moving to Austin. Take care. See you next time.